Ooh, what's up, people? I thought today would be a fun day to go live here on the Monday. What is going on? Have a little fun. Do some Q&A. It's always great to connect with everybody around the world with what's going on. I see you guys are saying what's up. It sounds like a good idea. So for everybody who's not coming in live and doing it later, I'm glad to have you here too. Behind me, some new partners, some new sponsors, upcoming videos, obviously the King Zero, and gosh, guys, it's gonna be really great. So you guys keep it coming. If you want to do a super chat, you can do a little monetary thing. That's the best way for me to see possibly your questions or anything you might want to talk about. Let's have some fun, bit unscripted. Gonna go for about a half hour today. I've got some things I have to take care of, but I thought I'd go over the shop and what's coming up. So 2020 is getting closer to being over. I think we're all looking forward to that, but only if the future is going to be better. And you know, I work very hard to try to make the future better for myself and a lot of other people. And somebody's saying, did you buy the monster truck yet? And I am dropping my tools. Hold on. No, I didn't yet buy the monster truck. I keep thinking about it. Obviously, that's a financial commitment and a space commitment. The monster truck takes up, oh, the light's in the way, takes up a heck of a lot of room over there, but I am coming up with some extra space and some extra storage space, so I'll be able to rotate some cars, have more things going on. And the other thing that's going on for next year, unless I'm crazy and I can't let things out publicly yet, but this area that I'm standing right here, not with the cars back here, but where the Zero is sitting, may become very, very pretty. And there may be some carbon fiber cars here with no fenders coming up next year. We'll see. Anyway, some little questions going on I want to talk about. Somebody says, how do you apply for Genus Garage? Well, Mario, wait until there's an announcement video or something coming up for a new program. We'll give you instructions and things to find out then. So in the meantime, follow Genus Garage on Facebook, Instagram, and myself, and we will let you know. I am working to get the programs up and running for next year. Some of the ideas for Genus Garage coming up are twofold. One, I want to do a really cool engineering build challenge with students where there's some basic rules, but then no rules. No rules are the best, right? And there's a challenge between the teams. So it's like two teams challenging against each other and then having to beat against me with something, I'm going to tell you. But also the yellow Corvette. We never got the opportunity to develop the yellow Corvette suspension as far as it can go. And that is such a huge component with regard to engineering and fabrication, research and development of manufacturers and racing. I think that's going to be a great stay. So regarding, and I see a super chat coming in, but regarding the build for next year, here's what I'm thinking. You break the Genus Garage group into two teams, okay? You give them identical racing go-karts, like sprint asphalt racing go-karts, and say, okay, these are the basic rules you guys got for the engine and drive and all, but when it comes down to tires and aerodynamics, no rules. But you still have to be able to beat me on a normal racing go-kart. So can you imagine the excitement that'll come from the engineering builds there? All right, so we got a couple of questions coming in. One from Bell Luna. How much did the King Zero cost to build all in? So as of right now, everything sitting here, all the steel and the tires and all, gosh, I think I'm still into it for less than 10 grand. The V12 BMW car, this one of the transactions, I bought it for 2 grand, and then I think I can sell the other wheels off for $1,000, good wheels and tires. By the way, if anybody wants like magnesium turbo twist 911 wheels with tires, I got you. Just hit me up. So that's cheap. The most expensive two things on this car were the wheels and tires, which I got off a guy with an 80s 911 that wanted to go stock because I think he's kind of a snob. They don't like Gotti wheels. So I got those for, I think, $1,600 for wheels and tires. And then the, what was the other thing that was kind of expensive? Oh, the adapter stuff in the clutch for the transaxle to the V12. So I'm into it for less than 10 grand, and all in, I should still be into this supercar for less than 15 grand. And if you all think I'm crazy with how to do it, one, I'm Casey Putsch, and I had a point to prove, so I'm going to make that point and do it well, which is abnormal, but you know how it is. The other thing is, if you think of it this way, a human being, right? If you break us down into our basic elements, we're not worth a whole lot, but we're worth much more as a human. So I think a supercar goes the same way. Okay, I've got a few other questions I need to get to. I hope that answered your question, Belle. This is from 10 Zeal and Sorry. He writes, Casey just picked up a 2016 Gt3 RS in ultraviolet. Ooh. What are your thoughts on the Gt3 RS? Honestly, man, I don't have enough experience with your particular car to give a really intelligent answer. I think it's probably an awesome car. I think it's something I would want to daily drive, and ultraviolet sounds like a badass color. So if we ever connect, I'd like a ride in it sometime, but I think it's probably a really, really cool car. So definitely awesome about that. Somebody write, I'm ready to set this up, Casey. Horizon Frenchies, what are you ready to set up? Somebody writes, how far away are you from being able to start up the King Zero with the exhaust for us to hear? It's going to be a little while, JJ York. I got to finish the body and paint it. That's really going to be the last thing, okay, before I drive it, and then later get psychotic and want to put on like quad turbos or something. So it's going to be a while. You guys are going to have to wait. Be patient, but there's really epic stuff coming up with it. So that's it. Somebody says audio is fine. Picture is mish. Probably meh. What's happening is I'm in a shop made of metal, and Wi-Fi is only so good. Hopefully it's working. And I'm in the boonies of Ohio. So that's kind of it, man. Okay, so next year, one of the things I'm really excited with here at the shop with my channel, and also will be a benefit to Genus Garage, and I can't tell you who yet, but I'm finalizing a really cool collaboration with an awesome shock company that does things for very high-end cars and everyday street cars and customs like the dune buggy and everything else. So I'm really, really excited to dive into the suspension of everything from the 944. Also get an awesome pair of shocks and factory support for the Genus Garage tunes for the yellow car. Do my blue C4, the dune buggy, maybe even the Viper, and some race cars. So if you guys are excited about the engineering that goes specifically into really tuning a car, and I just don't mean tuning it to look good, make a lot of noise, and go fast in a straight line, but like really be good, you've come to the right place for next year. Yes. Someone here writes, does the engine need a service before the first run? They're speaking of the King Zero. Now, need is something that can be defined in many ways. Need, no. Might be a good idea, yes. Would be really important to snobby people that wouldn't like it. Oh, yeah. It doesn't make any horrible ticking noises. It's a little long in the tooth, and it seems to like to sweat oil from its orifices. Orify. Anyway, it leaks oil. So I'm going to make it leak less oil. Or maybe I should let it leak oil because it'll be more like a proper vintage Italian supercar and funny to mark its territory on a, I don't know, Concours lawn or something like that before I go hit the bar and ditch that boring scene. Anyway, sorry, full honesty level. Okay, Tinzeal, follow-up question. Do you recommend a full exhaust, headers, sports cat, etc., or just a cat back for the street? Is there any significant chance of having engine issues with a full exhaust versus cat back? Honestly, man, the Porsche, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, you got the Porsche. Okay, so here's my thought, dude. Porsche doesn't suck at building what they're building. And the Gt3 RS should be an especially good Porsche. So honestly, personally, if it was mine, I would just go with a cat back system and go with the one that gives you the sound you most like. I don't really see you getting so many gains from headers or sport cats to make it worthwhile. And there are some exhaust companies out there that, in my opinion, make too big a diameter of exhaust because they want to sell it to people that don't know anything about the engineering in it. So I'd say just go with the catback system that gives you the sounds you want and the look you want at the price point you want, man. Boom. Good car there. Otherwise, you're good. All right. So this is neat. Someone here, Julian Lestat Campanella, writes, hey, Casey, you inspired me to restore my first vehicle. It's a 1983 Honda CB450 SC Nighthawk. I'm loving it. Thanks for everything. Well, right on, man. That makes me happy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you writing that. It's nice to know that the channel connects. And we're going to go over this a little more, but I'm enjoying reading. By the way, if you guys know, how do you get the questions feed to pop up on the videos later? I haven't been able to figure that out. And I like, let it drip on the haters, Casey. Ooh, yes. All right. Okay, so anyway, what's going on? One thing I'm going to start doing here real soon, Casey's 80s Garage is back and never left. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, the 80s, yes. 944 is in here. I even washed it. You can't see the wheels because this giant wang. Wing. I thought it was pronounced wang. Sorry. Is in the way, but I washed it so the white Fuchs are nice. So the 944 is going to go up on engine. It's going to go up on stands. I'm going to do a full custom exhaust myself on the cheap. Show you guys that. I might try to come up with some tubular headers. Obviously, I'm going to detail the wheels. Needs new tires. Going to do shocks, brake pads, short shift kit. Going to yank the seats out and use my extra Pasha fabric. Yes. I think I'm going to do a Martini and Rossi stripe on the side of it and just detail it up. So for all you 944, 924 geeks out there and you Porsche snobs that would really like to have more fun, like us non-Porsche snobs, that's what we're going to do with the 944 here. Just needs a little love. This is the one I bought from that gentleman who was nice enough to connect me. That was the color combination that's kind of rare that I always wanted, the early dash, black interior, white car with the white Fuchs wheels. So it's time to make it really nice and detailed. So we're going to do that. Let's see. I think I might have something else. Guys are blowing me up. Let's see what you got going on. Texan on the move writes, Casey, you should finish the body in brushed stainless steel like a DeLorean. That would be cool. Okay, man. A number of people have written about the King Zero being done in brushed stainless steel. For it to be brushed stainless steel, it has to be made out of stainless steel. Okay? And stainless steel, generally speaking, the alloys of it don't like being shaped very easily. It's pretty stiff and it can crack easier. And you got to be really perfect at metal forming, of which I am not yet. Like, I'm pretty good and I can make stuff work. But I'm going to be honest, this is my first coach building project. And I'm not saying that for sympathy or something. I'm just saying it to be honest, because I'm sure I can be, and I hope that inspires you guys to do cool stuff, as long as you are doing it in the realm you think of being successful. But the mild steel that I'm using to do this is rather soft. So it works better for me, being more of a noob in the coach building realm, to build it. I guess I could always wrap it with a stainless look, but that sort of seems weird to like finish it off and fill it and paint it nice and then do it. So we're going to paint it, and the paint scheme competition for the Zero will come out a little bit later. I think some of you guys on my Instagram have seen a few renders that Avalon King has done. So if you guys got some thoughts, send it out there. And there was one nice person who actually did a video with a bunch of render ideas. So that was really cool. All right. Oh, and Scott McLean says, move my camera, the data connection and video quality is terrible. Well, hey, you guys, tell me, how is the video doing? Is it just the one? I don't know what to tell you, man. It's going to be what it's going to be. Sorry, guys. I'll be like a cartoon today. I just can't do much. I'm in the middle of a cornfield, basically, in Ohio, in an old metal building from the 40s. The roof leaks, and the data connection is only so good. So just hang in there, guys. All right. Somebody writes here, this is good. Have you ever built a 1930s style formula car? That is a great idea. No, I would love to. As a note, you can see over there the old 1917 Auburn with the wood spoke wheels and white no-skid tires. We're going to be finishing up the body on that, and that's going to be leaving for a short time, then to come back in the future. But one of the ideas I have for one of the next builds I do, if it's going to be anytime soon, I think there's going to be a lot of neat things happening after the Zero. I would love to build a replica or emulation of one of the Silver Arrows Grand Prix race cars from the 30s. I think they're just amazing. There's a lot to choose from, and there's a lot of cool V12 engines out there that I could use to emulate what was in it. So that'd be really cool and direction to go. People are saying that the video connection is not that good. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Just minimize the screen, make it small, and it won't look so bad. Just squint. Pretend it's abstract art, okay? I am abstract art today. I am like all the garbage artists of the modern times, just coming up with some good BS story of why I'm an avant-garde person, when basically I'm just Duchamp being mad that I couldn't get any real art in an art gallery. So I grabbed a urinal, threw it in there, and then idiots thought it was good because they want you to think that modern art is good when it's generally crap. Ha! Okay, so just make it smaller. That's my tip. Casey, much respect, but I want to race the Zero when you're finished. Definitely excited about your Zero build. I appreciate it, man. Horizon Frenchies. It's going to be exciting to get out there, and I look forward to take it out and have a bunch of fun with it. So somebody says I am Picasso now. Maybe I put a goofy filter on it, like some Instagram girl or something like that. Beyond that, guys, the Omega car here, my recyclable concept manufacturing high efficiency vehicle, is fun. I'm looking forward to getting that out again. Obviously, we're going into winter right now. The holiday season is always ridiculous for taking things away, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of dynamic stuff. Right now, for the next few weeks, I'm just building the Zero, still going gangbusters on that. Want to get the 944 a little bit better on the side. And right now, you guys, I'm setting up all the business for everything that's going to happen next year and building all that my teasers are for you guys watching the channel relate to going racing in a big way myself, not just Genus Garage. Genus Garage is going to take over the front port of the building, and then back here will be myself and racing. So that's where we're going to separate that up. But it's exhausting. I think some of you guys saw my community post last night, like 3 in the morning. I was just like, oh crap, I got to do an Instagram thing. And I just thought I'd be totally honest. I looked like hell. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's like every loose end there is in my life, whether it's communication or business or whatever, sticks in my brain until I take care of it. And emails are very difficult for me to get back to. So I was going through the last like 3 or 4 months of emails, and anyone that I wasn't able to get to, I wrote back. So for all of you guys that maybe been waiting or you haven't seen something, I'm doing the best I can. But that's where the work, and that's why it's coming from. Because a person, this is good advice for young people, and I'm going to get back to some of these questions. If you do YouTube, it's a real job. It's a full-time job. There's a lot of sacrifices. And even when you start to get bigger, it does not properly compensate you for what you're doing at a level. So it is tough the whole way around. And it's brutal. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me when sometimes I get more critical or negative of things going out there, and not just sheer entertainment. The reason for that is simply because I look around, I see things that just don't work with my core values. I'd like to make better in the world. And yeah, I'm trying to do something about it, but there's things I don't like. And we got to be able to talk about that. We got to be honest, because if I was just going to be a typical selfish YouTuber and just go have stupid car things and just try to get the most money and the most cars, I mean, what's the point of that? Like, you got to stand for something. You got to try to make the future better. So anyway, I appreciate you guys paying attention. And why is somebody write cheers from socialist Southern California? Well, where in SoCal do you live? That is from Timothy. Somebody writes, Casey, one of my build ideas is to swap most of my body panels and interior with carbon fiber and lighter panels. It'll mostly be a garage and cruiser later, but the idea is a Mustang supercar. That's cool, but I'm going to throw this out there to you. It's still a Mustang. So think about where you want to take that, and you don't have to just spend money on whiz-bangy expensive materials for it. Think about just making it awesome from the ground up. You don't necessarily need to put money in exotic materials unless you can, and it depends on how far you want to take it. As a note, for any of you guys in Indianapolis, if you go to the place called the Silo, which is like a few blocks east of the center of downtown, it's like that car club, you rent space, and it's like a club kind of community kind of thing. There is a wicked muscle car in there, and I can't remember, it's still front engine. They put the engine in the back, but go check it out. There's like a muscle car turned supercar if you're there. Oh, Axel, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember answering your email late last night. Thanks for saying thank you. Casey, I need your zodiac sign. Are you an Aries or a Gemini? Cancer. I am the crab. What'd you expect? Wait a minute. Hold on. You're saying Gemini or Aries. Are those like the typical serial killer zodiacs? I saw something about that recently. Don't get mad at me if you're an Aries or Gemini. I really don't know what any of that stuff means. Sorry. Somebody here, Craig Dry, writes, you need more sponsors. Okay, I'm working on it. And I'm sure that opens me up for a joke about a Keep sponsor. Okay. All right. Somebody here wants to take a Lamborghini V10 and put a Volvo 240 wagon. What is your opinion? I think you should just enjoy your Volvo 240 wagon. And if you want a Lamborghini V10, you should leave it in a Lamborghini and have both. Because otherwise, what are you trying to say? I'm just saying, I think that's what I would do. Okay, Casey, just do the project at your own pace. Project Binky takes its time also. People have waited that for a while. Also, what is Project Binky? I keep hearing about this. I don't know what it is. Will somebody please tell me what Project Binky is? It's like a big deal. I have no idea what's going on. Also, you guys, this is something that I cannot figure out why people haven't figured out. And somebody out there, I'm concerned they're going to think I'm a jerk because of the way I finally decided to answer one of these comments. Everybody keeps looking at the King Zero here and saying, you're never going to be able to take the wheels off. How can you take the wheels off? The fender will be in the way. You have to make removable panels. Ah! And they skits out and lose their minds. So the most recent person that did that and said, what do? You can't take it off. I just wrote to them, think, ... And then they wrote back and they're like, but blah, 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 and blah. And I was like, seriously, man, just think about it. And on that note, I'm going to run around. Where the heck is the gym? Okay, here. Just watch me run around like an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. I tell people to think, and then I don't think. That's good. for you people that can't figure out how you get the wheels off. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I haven't actually tested this. I just kind of thought about it in my mind. So I might look like an idiot right now. Here we go. Yes. Okay, now if you want to take the wheel off and your fender's slightly in the way, what happens when you jack up a car? The suspension goes up and down. So if I jack it up, the wheel will come out from underneath. Uh-oh, it's not doing it. That didn't travel as far as I thought it would. Okay, well, the other reason why I think this will work is because I left enough gap. I think I can finagle it. So I tell you what, let's look at some of the questions with you guys, and you all can watch live while I potentially screwed up the entire design of my car and have to rethink about a bunch of things and go home and cry in my beer. Although I'm not really in the mood for beer tonight. Suspension droop. Yeah, suspension droop. Boom. Although it doesn't droop far enough. So you guys asked some great questions. Shoot me a super chat if you really want something. And I'm going to find some tools and take off this here wheel, and I'm going to get rid of the scarf. By the way, I remember people yelling at me for wearing a scarf once in my videos. They're like, you look like an idiot. I can't listen to a man who wears this scarf. It was cold, really cold that day. Gosh, what is with people sometimes? All right, so, yeah, okay, no, not that, not that. Oh my gosh, this is riveting. You guys are enjoying this. Arcane, opinion of Ford Broncos, new and old ones. I don't know. I think they're cool. It's not exactly my straight wheelhouse. So I've never found a burning passion for them, but I appreciate the ruggedness. I guess I'd be more into the old ones, to be honest. So, okay. That's not gonna work at all. What am I doing? I'm trying to do this fast and live and just look like an idiot. That's the story of our lives. What size is this? 19? Yeah, this is fun, isn't it? Okay, hold on. Where in the heck did the sockets go? See, this is one of the problems. All my tools in the Genus garage tools are everywhere because, and this drives me nuts, and every parent in the world, I'm just like, you guys, why do you not put it back? Nobody owns up to it. And that really drove me nuts about last year. I don't know who it was that just flat out never put tools back. And that kind of ticked me off. Hey, Scott Johnson. Yeah, you want to call me Mom Jeans? It's going to cost you more than $5, mister. $4.99. You cheaped out on the last penny, Scott Johnson? I know who he is. Don't get mad at me. I'm not actually being a jerk. He's talking smack to me anyway. Hey, tell your wife I think you're cheap for not putting in the last penny. Oh, God, this probably ruined my career. Just now. All those people, Case is being mean to people he doesn't know. I do know that guy. Why would you do that in front of everybody? Because it's funny, that's why. That's what men do. Okay. Oh, this is frustrating. Oh, that's not me. Where is it? Here we go. Wait a minute. And this is probably why I can't finish the King Zero, because I can't even find the proper tools to put everything together. You know, people, Casey, why are you not using actual impact sockets? You're using a normal socket because it's not that heavy a duty. It's fine. All right. Is this charged? Oh, hooray. All right. So we're going to find out, did I screw up the design of the King Zero live in front of everybody? Here, John Michael Cornett writes, top 5 rules of creative rules that you need to move from being repair mechanic minded to a builder engineer of cars. Oh, that's a good question. Although you could probably word it a little bit better. Top 5 rules to stop being just a mechanic and then become a builder and engineer. Okay, so here's the deal. There's 3 levels. There's mechanic, there's craftsman, and there's artists. And they're sort of linear up. But there's not many mechanics that are also craftsmen. That's like the old way of actually fixing stuff instead of just throwing parts at it like you do at a dealership. No offense. Because there's mechanics that are just parts thrower adders, even at Lamborghini dealerships. So a craftsman is a person who can fix things, like they know how to solder and weld and do stuff like that. And then artist is the person who actually can be creative. And then it just happens to be if you're a good artist or not. Beyond that. So you got to be able to, you need those other techniques to be able to fix things that are broken that you can't just get new parts for and be sympathetic. So then you understand the materials and the science and the way to fix things. That kind of gets you up in the craftsman level. and fabricator level. And then when you can do that also, and then you got to learn the creative and the conceptual and the minds and like the form and balance and contrast and color, all that arty stuff. And then there you are. So that's, I don't know, that's not top 5 rules. If you want rules, there's no rules. Art, you know, except don't be a crappy artist. How about that? Somebody says, Timothy Allen Elanco writes, your King Zero videos have inspired me to build my dream car. Yes. An LMP1 based off the Toyota prototype car. Advice, what engine chassis would you use? Okay, Timothy, I'm going to think about that for a second. Yes, I'm going to think about that for a second while I try to take this wheel off, okay? I only put out 4 lug nuts. Oh, yes, the moment of truth. Oh, God, I thought I was stupid. Yes, yes. I'll jack it up first. That'll work. It's not going the way I thought it would go. Well, darn it. Hold on, you guys got to see this. This is frustrating. By the way, a really good thing for everybody, if you want to be a mechanic, a good mechanic, give them the old like Amish blacksmith puzzles with horseshoes and rings and stuff. And if people can figure those out, they're usually going to be a good mechanic. And that's what I'm having a difficult time with right now. Anyway, Timothy, you want to build your dream car, an LMP1 based off the Toyota prototype car. Advice, what engine chassis would you use? The biggest thing is getting a body, man. If you're building race cars, your best bet is to try to find the person who has the old molds when they get older for it to have an exact body. And then it just depends. Like LMP1, mid-engine. I mean, Toyota's got so many great engines. You can do whatever you want with that. You know, like an old super engine, you can turbocharge it. It's just adapting to the transaxle. And then in regard to chassis, it just depends on how sophisticated you want. But oftentimes the best thing to do is take an old race car and rebody it and make it a little beefier to the street. Okay, I got to see if I screwed this up. Hold on. Darn it. It's not droop enough. Maybe I should. We're going here. Come on. Oh. Darn it. I thought that drooped more. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I can take it out, just not right now. I need the suspension to droop more. Darn it. Okay, well, I appreciate all of you trolls, not trolls, people going, how do you take those out? Because honestly, I might have forgotten about that. Darn it. Yeah, I can't take that out right now. It doesn't clear by about like an inch. The suspension doesn't droop as much as I thought it would. I thought I could get this to come back here where there's more of this front one, but I can't get it to. What is it hanging up on? The brake caliper? Wait a minute. What are you doing? Hold on. Yes, watch the internet as I struggle with life. Does this make you guys feel better? It doesn't make me feel better. Okay, Casey, I know you don't talk about JDM car a lot, but if you had to make a top 5 list of your favorite JDM cars, what would it be? I like the first gen MR2, the second generation, not as much. I mean, it's a great car, but I had a buddy in college that had one, and he was kind of a chotch, so not into it. I like all the old Supras from like, you know, Fast and Furious 90s one and back. NSX is cool, but it's way overrated and overpriced in my opinion because they're not fast. And I gotta think about this. Anyway, moving on. Those are my top ones initially. So I dig JDM. I got to get into them more. I like 300ZXs too. Okay, King Zero wide body. Yeah, that'd be helpful right now. I should just cut it and rocket bunny it right now. Trial and error, method of designing a car. Yes. Oh, here it is. Project Binky is bad obsession motorsport. That still doesn't help me. Is Project Binky a guy, a channel, or an actual project? Like, what is this? And help me. I'm old and wear dad shoes. I need the internet to inform me about things. Will you do something on your 944? Yes, that's why I brought it in here. I'm going to do a lot of stuff to it. It's going to be great. It's going to be so happy. It's going to be the best thing ever for 944. So hang in there. Oh, Binky is the car. What kind of car is Project Binky? Internet? Help me. Oh, this is insane. I'm literally in a place by myself yelling at the internet. You guys are cool, though. You're real people, I think. Okay. A project of a channel. Toyota Celica the Mini. Wait, what's Binky? Laughing with you, brother. Laughing with you, brother. Gotcha. All right. Okay. This is, if you make it, okay, wait. Somebody already asked that top 5 JDM. Okay. Wait, here it is. Project Binky is a Celica GT4 engine and drivetrain classic Mini. Huh. Weird. I have to look that up. Okay. I'm going to bolt this wheel back on, and then I'll come back later and fix it and figure out how to take the wheel off easier. That's really annoying, you guys. Look at that. I thought for sure that was going to droop enough to come out. I guess. I just need to figure out how to adjust the suspension a little different to make that work. Problem is the spring. I wonder. No, there's no more droop from the shock. Okay, I'm going to throw this back on there, you guys. Don't get too bored. Sorry! Ah! Okay, here we go. Oh boy. All right, I'm coming right back, guys. Hold on. Don't worry. I think my spring rate's too high. It was made for a car that wasn't this light, frankly. There's not much travel. All right, well, we'll figure it out next time, you guys. Also, I'm going to have to wrap this up. Today's going to be a shorter one. Scott McLean, Casey Putsch, Fender skirt. Nice skirt, bro. Where do you find small displacement V12s? I look for them quietly under dense foliage. No, I don't know, man. You just got to figure out what cars they're going to be in and what are the cheapest ones with the best engines that you can reasonably find and go for it. That's what I did. All right, John Michael Cornett says, from your previous answer, it seems that mechanical ability is how engineering know-how is what to do and artistic creativity is want to do. No. In your sense, just because somebody's artistic doesn't mean they don't know squat about mechanical things or specifically how something works in the science of it. And just because somebody is an engineering mind doesn't mean they have any doesn't have any artistic creativity. The reason there's such a designation between those two is the foolish way of our 20th century industrialized world has pigeonholed people into positions and jobs. And largely from a blue-collar industrial world, and working in positions, which is sad because it's created kind of extreme examples of both and people that don't blend well from the others. So my suggestion is to throw the old status quo method of thinking out the window at how people perceive those general things and just be good at being creative and understanding how things work for the betterment of the future, whether that's something that's artistic for the betterment of your heart, emotion, and expression as a person, or if it's just the utilitarian aspect of making something work. And then if you're good at doing both, then you can express yourself and have a lot of fun and creativity with something that actually works. Yes. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. That's pretty good, right? Okay. Zero Creator. Casey, I want to add suspension that will make the car handle better and not just lower it. Would stiff or soft springs be better for autocross? What's your recommendation for strut, shock, and spring rates? First of all, dude, I have no idea what kind of car you have. I secondly have no idea what kind of tires you have. Therefore, I cannot possibly advise you on that. But I will tell you this. Generally speaking, noobs that put shocks on their cars always go way stiffer than you need. You do need some things called weight transfer. And if you have a car set up with basically no weight transfer, i.e. really stiff sway bars and really stiff everything else, then you better have the platform and the tires to support that nature. Like, for instance, a Formula car, not much weight transfer. But they're set up for it with aerodynamics and really stiff in the nature of the tires and all. So just realize that. Don't go overly stiff. Match your car to the tires. The car is the machine to make things happen. The tires are what sticks to the ground. The suspension is what keeps the tires and things sticking to the ground in the most effective and smooth possible way under all those circumstances. Does that make sense? That's the best I can go. Chris Cars, wider is not necessarily better. Yes, unless you just want to spell thick with 2 C's, which I still think is funny, but maybe you guys don't. Okay. All right, you guys, that is about it for the moment. So if you got any questions, hit me with the last one. I got to get out of here. Spent a little time with the wife, and I've been cleaning up the shop here today. Got an awesome sheet metal shear. It's ready to roll, and it's fun to jump on that giant thing and cut metal. Can you show the car you're working on? Yeah, man, it's right here, the King Zero. There's a bunch of great videos on it, and we'll come back to it. And then the 944, there's going to be videos coming up. I think you guys are going to enjoy that. Tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to order a bunch of stuff for it. Get that coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. Somebody here's from Poland and needs some parts for his Chevy Caprice 1967. Where can I search for some parts? Caprice is not my thing, dude. If it was a muscle car like Camaro or something, I would know. But America, also, if you want any sort of aftermarket thing, Jegs, spelled J-E-G-S, or Summit Racing are awesome aftermarket places to get anything cool for your classic American car. So, guys, that's really it for today. I hope you had a little bit of fun. You watched me totally mess up on this, and thankfully for all the people that were on the comments, even though they didn't necessarily think about the droop, I'm glad I tested it out because there wasn't enough droop to do it. So you guys helped me out there, and I really appreciate it. And hopefully some of you got a good laugh thinking I am a jackwagon. Whatever. So anyway, all right, guys, I really appreciate it. How many cars have you owned? Alan from Australia. I don't know, man. A lot. My local friends used to tease me that I change cars more often than underwear. On that note, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Cheers.